Good evening, I'm Nashika, and this is chale.news. Tonight, Cape Coast is underwater for the second time in 24 hours, and GMet says the North is next. Ghana's World Cup story gets a beautiful moment from a church in Bechem. Iran has shut the Strait of Hormuz again, and your fuel prices are in the crosshairs. A lot to get through. Cape Coast. Again. Less than 24 hours after the first flood swept through, more than 7 hours of continuous rain on Friday buried Abura, the Abura market, and surrounding communities. Scores displaced, hundreds stranded. No confirmed fatalities yet, but this is a full emergency and it is ongoing. And if that wasn't enough, GMet has now issued a severe weather warning for northern Ghana. Thunderstorms, gusty winds, flash flooding. The central region isn't done, and now the north is on alert too. Please avoid flood-prone areas tonight. A 39-year-old man, Michael Mensah, has been arrested in connection with the death of UCC student Innocentia Avinu. He allegedly drove her to Hutchland Beach on June 11th, the last place she was seen alive. Imani's Kofi Bentil is urging a careful, evidence-based investigation, the first arrest in a case that has shaken the country. History made in Accra. The Reparations Summit has closed with African and Caribbean nations endorsing a 19-point plan, formal apologies, debt relief, a global reparations fund. No dollar figure attached yet, but this is the most detailed multilateral reparations roadmap ever collectively agreed. Full breakdown on chale.news. The Ofori-Atta green card story just got a new layer. A U.S. immigration lawyer says it wasn't the former finance minister who filed the green card petition, it was his son. The U.S. court approved the application regardless, corruption charges still waiting for him back home. Australia seized nearly $296 million Australian dollars worth of meth, allegedly shipped from Ghana hidden in charcoal. Now Asan South MP Reverend John Entim says he was targeted by the government for raising this alarm earlier. He's demanding answers from NACOC, the BNI, and Felix Kwaki Ofosu. Ghana's name is attached to this bust. Someone needs to explain. The Presidency has released a 72-page report clearing the roads ministry over its big push contracts, 90% competitive tendering, they say, but the report was written by a senior presidential advisor, not an independent body. Critics aren't buying it, and honestly, it's hard to blame them. A former director of the Ghana School of Law says the Council of State is, quote, 100% partisan, so politically composed that members can't speak freely. Kwaku Ansah-Asare believes it may have pushed former Chief Justices Sophia Akufo and Georgina Wood to resign. He's calling for constitutional reform. Iran has reclosed the Strait of Hormuz. That's the route for 1 in every 5 barrels of oil traded globally. The trigger: Israel resumes strikes on southern Lebanon, breaking a condition of its peace deal with the U.S. For Ghana, which imports most of its fuel, a sustained price spike means higher pump prices and transport fares. Watch this one closely. MTN MoMo is now officially its own company. Mobile Money Fintech Limited completed its separation from Scancom plc today, June 20th. The new chairperson is promising faster transactions and tighter security. Millions of Ghanaians use this service daily, so the structural change matters. Ghana face England on June 23rd. First-choice goalkeeper Lawrence Adizigi is out injured, leaving Hearts of Oak's Benjamin Asare to stand in front of Harry Kane. Thomas Partey is back in training. Bukayo Saka is a doubt. The Black Stars have reasons for hope, but this is a must-not-lose. Full preview on chale.news. While the whole country was erupting over Caleb Yirenkyi's 95th-minute winner against Panama, his parents were in their Church of Pentecost in Bechem, giving thanks. His mother wrapped in the Ghana flag. His father in PEMEM attire. The video has moved people everywhere. This one's just beautiful. A second GHS 400,000 jet tour has been gifted to an SHS student on school grounds, this time Nikita Brown of Aburi Girls, from her sisters. Days after the first incident went viral, social media is divided, schools haven't acted. The debate about what we're normalizing isn't going away. 16 university students dead since 2024, 7 of them at KNUST alone. Deputy Education Minister Dr. Clement Apak says even 2 or 3 affected schools should trigger national alarm. He's backing calls for a stakeholder conference on campus safety. 16 is not a small number. Ghana's Cybersecurity Authority is warning organizations about an active hacking campaign called FortiBleed, targeting Fortinet firewalls and VPN gateways. The entry point isn't a software bug, it's weak or reused passwords. If your organization runs Fortinet devices, treat this as urgent. That's your evening digest, June 20th. Stay dry, stay safe out there tonight, Chale. Every story we covered with full reporting is waiting at chale.news. See you tomorrow.